I'm 55 years old and I have absolutely changed my life over the last 2 years, and you can do the same thing. And I'm about to tell you 2 things in the next few minutes that are going to lead to your best life ever. And it doesn't matter what age you are. I don't care if you're 45, 55, 65. You can start living the life of your dreams, that thing that's in you that maybe you don't even know what it is yet, but you just know there's something more. You can start it today. It's not too late. I promise you that from personal experience. I'm making more money than I've ever made. I'm loving my life more than I've ever loved it. I've started this coaching business helping great people just like you right here online, and you can do the same thing. And in the next few minutes, we're going to learn, number 1, what the problem is that's holding you back, and number 2, what you can do to change it today. We're getting right into it. I'm Jim, y'all, and I share this kind of thing here all the time. If you need some help on your journey, subscribe below. There's also a link there if you'd like to talk about working with me one-on-one. I would absolutely love to do that with you. The first thing that I want you to understand is the reason you cannot seem to get a hold of the life you want to be living is because you have pre-programmed your subconscious with a bunch of thoughts that are simply not true. Now, this is not necessarily your fault. It's just your fault that you're allowing it to happen, because you can change it today. You see, by the time we're 7 years old, most of us have already been programmed with the life we're going to live. Through our parents, our influences, through humanity in general. Your brain is just this absorption sponge. You're in theta brain wave activity, and that just means your mind is opened up and it's taking in, learning. Until about 7 years old, nothing is off the table for you. And then we kind of learn all this programming on what we can do and what we can't do, and why we can do it and why we can't do it. And we begin to believe life works in a certain way. And throughout our life, through experiences and what others teach us and tell us, we begin to program our subconscious, reinforce our subconscious with these beliefs we have about ourselves and how life works and how spirituality and God works and all this. And we end up living these limited lives because we've pre-programmed our subconscious with a lack of belief in who we are, what we can do, what we can accomplish. Your life is running on a program that about 90% of it is not even true. You feel like you're limited in your finances. You feel like you're limited in your ability. You feel like you're not enough. You're not worthy, that you would if you could. But this obstacle stacked against you, if you're like me, because I felt insignificant, because I felt not worthy, I always thought things were stacked against me. I always felt as if other people had the breaks that I couldn't get. I felt like I had this thing to share down in me, but I didn't know exactly how to successfully share it and get it out. And all these things led to me feeling like life was stacked against me and it was never working out. Now I believe the opposite. I believe everything is always working out for me, and you can begin to believe the same thing about yourself. Now, how did I change it? I reprogrammed my subconscious. If you grew up when I did in the 70s, I think this was all the way back to the 60s they actually made this toy, but I grew up in the 70s. That's when my formative years of childhood were. They had these cars called Motorific, I believe is the name of them, and they were these little toy cars with a battery in them, and on the bottom side there was a little plastic insert, and you would put this insert in the bottom of the car, and each of those inserts had a different shape. And there was a little pin that went around those inserts under the car. And when you turn the car on, it would drive around on the floor or on the table in that shape of the insert. It would make a big pattern, and it seemed like the car was driving itself because it had that little insert popped into it. And the car came with several different inserts that you could pop in and use in the car to make it drive different ways. Your subconscious is like one of those inserts. You're running about 90% of your life on a subconscious program that you've pre-programmed your life with. And the funny part is, most of the lies you've told yourself about things you can't do or things that are impossible for you or whatever it might be, most of those things aren't even true. You're just running on that pre-programmed insert that you put into your subconscious, and you're believing things about yourself that you could change today if you wanted to do that. Now, that's the problem. Now, here is the key. Here's how you change it. you have to remove that insert that you've put in there and replace it with a new one. You've got to put your life on a new program. Now you can start that today and things will immediately begin to change as you start that, but I want you to understand something. You're not going to change it overnight. That's the cold, hard truth. It took me about 1.5 years, and I feel like I'm kind of a slow learner, and that's not just my limiting beliefs talking. That's just kind of how my flow is with energy. So for me, it took me about 1.5 years to really begin to reap the benefits of this life and really see things change in an external way, making more income than I've ever made before. And a lot of that's got to do with letting go and some other things you can learn in some of my other videos, and releasing that energy to flow in your life, letting go of repressed and suppressed emotions. I got all kinds of stuff here if you want to check it out about how to do all that. But a lot of that really started to release and happen about 1.5 years into this journey for me. And now it just flows to me more and more and more. And it's not just about money. It's also about living my passion, living my dreams, and more importantly than any of it, living a life of freedom where I've been able to let go and let God and plug in to the better me, the higher me, the best me that I've ever been. And it's given me so much satisfaction with my life, so much peace. I've been able to really plug into that. And it's because after I put that new insert into my subconscious, after I started telling myself new things and new beliefs about myself, after a while, my car, the car of my life, started following that pattern, and now I'm running on a whole new track. And you can do the same thing too. Now I'll give you just a couple of little tips that'll help get you started. Number one, you need to realize that thoughts become things. In your life, everything starts with a thought. When you start thinking in a new way, do you know what's going to happen? According to Joe Dispenza, you're going to start having new feelings about your life. You're going to quit feeling like you can't and start feeling like you can, feeling like things are stacked against you and feeling like things are working in your favor. You're going to start feeling new ways because your thinking's changing, your feelings changing. Your behaviors start to change. You act different because you think and feel different. And when you start acting different, guess what changes next? Your beliefs. And that's where it really starts to take off. It did for me. I began to believe deep in my heart, yes, this is going to work. Yes, this is going to happen. Yes, my life is changing. And all kinds of wild stuff physically has changed. I've lost weight. I mean, all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's affected every area of my life because my beliefs, my core beliefs changed. And now my identity, my whole personhood, as Joe Dispenza would say, my personal reality changed because my personality changed. I changed it all, and so can you. It all starts with a thought. Knowing a thought becomes a thing. You become what you believe. And once you get a hold of that, you're going to change it all. And then I want you to practice that. That's the second thing. Every day, begin to practice your new thoughts. Begin to practice your new beliefs. Begin to not say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be this. One day, if I just keep thinking this way, believing this way, feeling this way, I will be. No, say I am. Use I am statements. I am successful. I am worthy. I am doing great things. I am blessed. As you say these I am statements, you're going to change your life one step, one day at a time. It'll change it'll change for you rather. And the third thing, the final thing, is as you think these new thoughts and you practice these new thoughts every day, let go and let the universe, let God, let your higher power, whatever you believe to be the case there, let that reality flow through you and take over and leave the how up to that power. You're not in control of figuring out how to make this all happen. That's up to God. That's up to the universe. That's up to Source. And when you let go of the results of how you're going to get to where you're starting to feel deep down you need to be, it'll all work out and your life will change. Are you ready to put a new insert into the car of your life? Reprogram your subconscious. Tell me in the comments today, what's one thing you want to drop there, leave behind? What's the insert you want to take out of your life today? And out beside it, put a dash and tell me, this is the new thought I want to think, the new thing I want to be. This is the new insert I want to put into my soul, and let my subconscious begin to follow a new track. You can do it. I believe in you. I love you. Now go do it today. And I'll see you guys in the next video.